There is a Kikuyu saying that goes, Tafari ya rũciũ ĩbangagwo ũmũthĩ. The translation for that sentence is that tomorrow's journey is planned for today. This is the introduction I'm giving to an episode that we're going to be talking about how we carry futuristic problems today and how we carry the wrong problems altogether. And we're hoping that we can decompress from this at the end of the day to realize that we have lost course of what exactly surrounds us. How many times we're doing things to try and solve the future while we're already drowning now. Hi everyone, my name is Merlin. Welcome to Do Decompress. If you're joining us for the very first time, you're welcome aboard. This is a place where we talk about the things that we experience, do, and witness every day in life that puts us in very uncomfortable corners mentally, and what we can do every day to decompress from them. Now, I have to give a heads up that I am going to be doing this episode with collaboration or in collaboration with the wind. So if it's too much, maybe we'll take breaks and let the wind pass, but just beware that there might be a lot of pushing of the wind as we go through, but I'll try to make it good. I also believe in the capability of my lungs to be very loud, so I'm just hoping that everything will be okay, but we'll look into it. In the meantime, just bear with me as we dive in. To get us started, as usual, story time. So one of the things that you really miss when you move to a new country, when you're 10,000 miles from your family and friends, and you took an airplane that took a whole day to fly to just get you to a new location for whatever reason, academic reasons, new pastures, new jobs, whatever. The one of the few things that you miss about home is the teeny tiny things that make home home. For example, I mean, besides friends and family, there are things that usually happen on that occasion that usually happen generally. We don't pay too much attention to them, but they're what make home home. It's like how when we were little you would enjoy playing kati, which would make friends friends. So for me, since I moved, one of the things that has come to me and I was like, ouch, this was me a few months ago, is how my mom is in the habit of going to the market and to the farm, and then she buys things from the market, like a lot of groceries like tomatoes, onions, carrots, cabbage, or she will go to other people's farms to just acquire these things, and then she goes to her own farm to get whatever is in there, the maize, if she has beans, if she has arrowroots, if she has sweet potatoes, and then she will come home very late, very tired, and sit down at the home veranda and separate these things into three different um or four different columns, because she has her three children and she has her own household. So it's all her three children have to get something, and then her own household, which is her and my dad, uh their own household also needs some of these things. And then she will put these things together, and sometimes she's counting them fairly and then putting them together, um and then puts them in sacks, and then she will ship them to the city because they live up country. And the rest of her children, at least as at the time when I was back home, she still does it even today, but again, now it only happens to my siblings because I'm not there. And then she puts these things and then she will ship them to us. And then the one who will receive them first has the responsibility of making sure that everybody else gets their own. So, uh, so that aspect, you see, I cannot receive it anymore because I'm so far from home. But one of the things that really stood out about these things is the fact that she will do this a little while, maybe like a day before she actually ships these things to the city. These things, they take time to put together, and she has to be very careful with what she's purchasing just to make sure we get the best. If she has to get things from the farm, she goes and gets them and packs them for us, and then ships them nicely. Or I mean transporting them, I don't mean shipping literally. One of those commodities that she will prepare for us, and many people love it, is arrowroots. Now, it was not until a long time, it was not for a long time that I knew that arrowroots take somewhere between 4 and 6 months to plant, and you get something from it. It is a type of tuber. I know some of you have never heard what an arrowroot is, but it's a type of tuber that that produces, it's like how a potato will be produced, but now it's the same way with an arrowroot. It's a type of food and it's very tasty, it's very good, and it's very healthy. Sometimes when she's doing this, when she's planting the arrowroot, she is not thinking about us. All right. And please keep this story in mind because I want us to pick a few items or a few lessons from this story that I thought about. So she will plant not because she's thinking of my children will eat this, but because she's making good use of her retirement period. She's saying I have a farm. It's by the water. Arrowroot's like growing by the water, so I'm just gonna make use of the farm, and then something good will come from it. And it's usually something like 4 months of putting a lot of humus, putting a lot of manure, or fertilizer or whatever thing, making sure that the soils are properly drained, making sure that everything that is required for this crop is sustained, even when she knows she might not even sell this at the end of the day. Sometimes she's just doing it for her own satisfaction. Now, the reason why I gave this story is because I recognized how we have grown into a system where the new tagline or the new headline of life, even from some people that we look up to, is that nobody cares about the process. We just want to see the results. Now, when life displaces you in that direction or in that aspect, you realize that the things that pertain preparation or things that pertain a journey towards a specific destination have become irrelevant. The futuristic mindset that we're holding in our minds every single day of our lives has forced us into a system where we have a wishful future that we try to imagine and exist in, that makes us blind and non-visionary from all the things of the present. How many times in your life have you said, the things I will look out for in my next relationship, when you cannot even figure out how to be a company or in good company with yourself? How many times in your life have you said that I want to be confident in a presentation without asking yourself the question of, why am I afraid? How many times have you said, and I have been a victim of this one a lot, how many times in your life have you said that I want to be an expert and imagined yourself as an expert in a certain skill, and have completely been reckless about your beginning, looking forward towards a future which cripples you from the present, that cripples you even from beginning to learn in the first place? So this is the thought process that we have gotten into with our minds and with ourselves, that has put us in a situation of total compression. Think about the saying that I just started with. When you're preparing for a journey, you don't usually account for where the treads of the wheel will be stepping on the road, but you can account for, what can I do now that will make my journey smoother tomorrow? For example, if you know you're going to be running through places where the car is going to get stuck, you might want to carry spades or shovels or whatever tool you can use just in case you're in a stuck situation. See my point? That we are always entirely carrying futuristic perspectives and forget about the chaos of the present, which entirely makes us ignore the things that count now, and life starts to become irrelevant in the present. Cece Winams is one of my favorite musicians, and there's a song that she has sung, the one that says, Lord, give me the strength to do every day what I have to do. A song that I believe has been drawn from the context of Matthew 6:33 and 34, which is generally about seeking the kingdom of God and his righteousness, when Jesus is addressing a group of people who are just generally worried about their daily needs. Now, I have thought about it a lot, and I think about how sometimes it's almost inevitable to worry about tomorrow. The problem or the concern that I'm having at the moment is we pay so much attention about worrying about tomorrow when we haven't even solved the chaos of today. And today has enough problems of its own. The ability to live in the present, the ability to live sincerely and with integrity one day at a time, even when it sounds cliche, when someone is saying, I'm trying to live one day at a time, or someone says, just do life bit by bit. Our failure to see or to take action towards our direct scopes of influence interferes with our process altogether. Imagine trying to build a house starting from the roof. So visionary, you know that the roof is the climax. By the time you're putting your roof, you have gotten to the top of your project. You are approaching the end. But if you start by building a roof, then you sincerely have no house whatsoever. So the same way, we put ourselves in compression points because we are solving the wrong questions. All right? Life becomes generally lighter when we carry the loads of today and not those of tomorrow, because tomorrow is yet to come. Sese Winams in the song, she will say that tomorrow may never be mine. And so when you negate the experience of today, which is often a design of life to help you deal with tomorrow, that how you live today will fix tomorrow, it's the same way if you decide to book a flight and go that you did not plan for, you're going to be paying 3 times more for your flight, more than you would have paid if you planned for the flight 3 months ago. So it's about time that we started asking ourselves a different set of questions. Instead of fixing your life or your mindset completely on that manager position that you want to get, and you have entirely forgotten about how to earn it with hard work, and you're spending so much time in your thoughts and in even in your dreams, and you're strategizing of what would happen if you didn't get it, or how to make sure that nobody else gets it but you are sincerely asking yourself the wrong questions, while ideally you should be putting in effort within your current capacity to help you earn that position. And I know you're going to be like, you're too young, you don't know how the world works yet, it sounds naive, whatever you want to put to it, that's fine. It's important to ask yourself, do you think that your method is working? Like, already you're putting yourself under so much pressure over something that is not going to be handed to you on a tray, right? So there are a lot of things in life that we're putting ourselves under compression with, simply because we are carrying the wrong burdens. You have displaced the present. You do nothing to improve or to fix your current scope of influence, and your mind is ascertained that the only thing you want to achieve is the destination. So what happens to the road in between? Because now it is a tough world, and somebody out there came up with that theory that the only thing that matters is the goal. And I get it. We want to say that whichever method you use to achieve to get the goal, it doesn't matter. But don't read into that and forget to read into the fact that also the road you will be using matters to you. It will matter into what you're becoming, into what lesson you're portraying, or into the nature of influence you're causing to your spheres of influence. Just make sure that you're not putting yourself in a compression point over carrying futuristic problems. Okay? I hope I didn't take that analogy out of context or hit a nerve that I shouldn't have hit. But if I did, you need to ask yourself, maybe there is something you need to look into there. But I don't think that in this life, that is already hard as it is, anyone should be living their lives in a wishful future while they forget about their present. That's it from me for today. For now, at least, until our next video, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment and share your experiences, or relate to mine, or criticize mine, or talk about your own version, which you think we should look into, or whatever thing in life that you wish to decompress from, and we will definitely talk about it. I am glad that you could join me today, and until next video, bye bye.